Isa sa pinaka-importanteng bagay na kailangan natin i-pass on to our children as we homeschool them is life skills. If our children have life skills, we'll be confident that they will survive and thrive in the world. But what life skills are important? And how do we teach this in the context of the home as we homeschool our kids? That's what we're going to talk about today on Teach with Joy. Today, I actually have a special snack for my kids. It's Pizza TOGO's giant pizza, frozen, fresh, and ready to bake anytime. Ta-da! And this is the giant size because my family is so big, so I made 2 of them and so easy to prepare. So all you have to do is take the frozen pizza and stick it in the oven and reheat it, then it's ready. So ano yung mga life skills na kailangan natin ituro sa mga anak natin? So one of them would be, of course, just basic how to take care of themselves. And usually, we're already doing this. Diba? We teach our kids how to give themselves a bath, how to brush their teeth, super basic yan. But now we can extend it now to also, how can they help manage the home? How can they cook? How can they help clean? And then, besides that, you also want to teach them being street smart. What if your kids get lost? How will they navigate? How will they know how to read a map to find their way around? So this is also something important. And then how to protect themselves from people who could harm them. That's also a life skill. How to use a computer, how to use a spreadsheet, how to do a presentation. Or when they're shopping, how do they find a good deal? How do they know that it's a good bargain? Can they bargain? Do they know how to bargain? And then pwede din like woodworking skills, basic carpentry skills. And then of course, super important, ang business skills and financial literacy. So why are these skills important? Well, we want our kids to eventually be independent, diba? We can't handhold them forever. They need to know how to survive on their own. And then secondly, we want them to be stretched beyond their comfort zone. Hindi pwedeng like, it's always comfortable for them, everything's done for them. They need to also learn how to do hard things. Do things that maybe they're not so used to, but they'll learn good character traits in the process. And then this also enables them to make wise choices. As they learn these life skills, then they know, okay, this is not a good decision, this is a better decision. They can weigh pros and cons. Tapos, they will also have greater confidence because they'll feel like, hey, I'm equipped. I can go out into the world, I can face these challenges because I know what to do in particular situations. I have the experience. How do we teach these while we're homeschooling our kids? So unang-una, just think about when you have conversations with your kids. You can always insert teaching life skills. You know, we would travel with our kids and we were going to an unfamiliar place. We would just tell them, kids, pag mawala kayo, if you get lost, just remember to stay in this place. Don't go anywhere. We will come back for you. Mga ganyan, just simple conversations where you can insert things. And then also, let them participate in things like house chores. Don't always do everything for them. Because when they do house chores, they learn also how to clean a toilet on their own, how to make their bed, how to keep their room, their things organized. And then you can also teach them to be problem fixers. Maybe a lot of times when our kids have an issue, even with something in the house, something gets broken, they'll say, Mom, you know, it doesn't work anymore. What am I going to do? You know, I tell my kids, you try to fix it. Figure out a way to fix it. And a lot of times they find ways, they find solutions that even surprise me. So you can enable them to be problem fixers by not just doing everything for them. You can also let them learn how to cook. You know, sometimes you think, how am I going to get my kids excited about cooking, diba? A lot of kids are not super excited. You know, ang ginawa namin, gumawa kami ng cooking contest. So, during the cooking contest, sinabi namin sa mga anak namin, okay, kids, you're going to think of recipes that you want to cook. Tapos, you have to think through what ingredients do you need. Because usually when I do the cooking, I think through, right, what am I going to buy from the grocery? I make a list. I know how to put it together, but I asked them to do it. So they had to come up with their own list, make sure that they weren't missing any ingredients, and then they actually had to do the dish themselves and learn how to cook it. Not just cook it, ha? Kailangan nila i-present na maganda yung itsura ng food. So through this cooking competition, because it was a fun thing, they learned really how to cook, even the terminologies for things that are used in the kitchen. You can also, do something fun, like during this quarantine, why not teach them some simple carpentry skills? I told my kids, you're going to build a dollhouse for your sister, Tiana. So yung mga boys, ginawa nila yun. Ang ganda ng ginawa nila. I was so impressed. So they just told me what kind of wood they needed to buy. We bought the tools and they figured out how to saw the wood, how to hammer, how to put the dollhouse together. And then nag-level up pa sila. They also learned how to build a shelf for the plants. So these were life skills that they learned in the context of the home. So something that we may sometimes forget would be something like survival skills. No, like how can you teach this to your kids even in the context of the home? Like if you have a car, you can teach your kids how to change the tire. Because someday, pag nagdadrive sila, tapos masira yung tire, they need to learn how to change that, right? What if they can't rely on anybody else? And then how about how to make a fire, right? Using flint. Not using matches, not using a lighter. These are things that you never know. They may be in a situation someday where they need this important life skill. SOS. We taught our kids how to signal using SOS. Because if they're in a situation where they can't say something but they can tap to show that they need help, that's an important life skill, that's a survival skill. You can also give them a budget so that they learn how to manage their finances. For example, Christmas is coming up. One of the things that my husband loves to do is he tells our kids, you know what, instead of just thinking of what people can buy for you, I want you, each of you, to buy things for your siblings. So ito yung budget ninyo, kailangan pag-isipan ninyo kung anong kakasya sa budget ninyo. Be creative, find ways, you can't go over your budget. But this teaches them how to manage the money that they're entrusted with. One of the things na appreciate ko talaga sa asawa ko is he exposed our children to investing skills. So he let them attend a seminar and they could do the investing also online because there are platforms online where kids can start investing. It doesn't even have to be super a lot of money, just even like a few thousand pesos, just to let them understand how to do investment. And then he also encouraged them to do a business. Start doing a small business, even from the home. So speaking of financial literacy, there are many businesses that are available that they can do. And one very good example of this would be letting them do a business like Pizza TOGO. Why? It's a very simple business model. In fact, I tell my kids, you know what? You can do business when you're young. Kasi if you fail or you make a mistake, you'll still have a bed to sleep on. You still have food on the table. So try, do things now while you are young. So for just 30,000 pesos, and a freezer, they can already become a community dealer. Pizza TOGO is a very easy business model. They don't have to start from scratch. And sometimes yan ang pinaka-intimidating part. Like, how can I conceptualize what kind of business to do? How will I start it? But this is already a business that they can do very easily. So all they will have to do is get the frozen pizzas, advertise it to the community, so they still have to do their marketing, they still have to calculate the ROI, return on investment, and they still have to think through, is there a good demand in our village? So all those skills they can still utilize, they can still practice as they do this business model. So if you think about it, di ba yung pizza, everybody's always looking for pizza. But during the quarantine, sometimes it's hard to get it. You have to wait, you have to order. So now you can have Pizza TOGO, fresh and hot, from your oven anytime. So it's a great business model. And you can even make up the ROI in about 3 months' time. And Pizza TOGO is the pioneer frozen, fresh pizza in the Philippines under Jiminy Foods Group. So the main expenses will really be, of course, electricity, but the kids will learn hard work, responsibility, how to problem solve, how to communicate with others, how to also market the product in their community. These are invaluable life skills that they need to survive in life. So let's not forget that it's just not about the academics lang, diba? It's also about teaching our kids life skills that will help them to be successful and to thrive. And a good stepping stone for business skills, for entrepreneurial skills, would be something like Pizza TOGO. Because Pizza TOGO is a very easy business model. What are you waiting for? It's time to take the opportunity to go with Pizza TOGO. Let's go, go, go. Be sure to follow Pizza TOGO's social media pages for more updates and info. Their Facebook page is Pizza TOGO, and then their Instagram and Twitter is Pizza TOGO PH. For a giant business opportunity, you can reach them through 0917-108-7438. You may also submit your application through this link.